Hey guys, so gonna dive right into this. It's still in the same neighborhood of Skinwalker Ranch stuff, but this is more of a deep dive into Dugway Proving Ground. First, I'm going to give you a couple of quick facts about this place that I found out that were a little disconcerting. And by a little, I mean a ton. Uh, I'm not sure. In 1968, I don't remember. I wasn't alive, but I don't remember finding anything else like story wise, newspaper wise, whatever, when I dug into this. But apparently, near Dugway Proving Ground, thousands of sheep died mysteriously. Okay. And in 2016, records were released showing that testing had been going on and trying to find a way to weaponize mosquitoes. Like they're not horrible enough, you're going to weaponize them. Super. Hopefully, none of those got out. Next thing I found out was that there is confirmed cases of humans who were experimented on at Dugway. And it should be said that this place is where it just went completely like dark in my house. I'm not really sure why, but let's just roll with it. This is where, chemical and biological weapons were tested. So when I say that like humans are doing, I mean, the picture I think I put up was like a gas mask thing. What are they doing to these people? I have no idea. Don't really, I'm not sure I want to know. I mean, I'm glad I did this story, but whoa, ha. All right. An engineer who was a contractor, um, he claims that he saw a flying saucer, or whatever they're calling them now, UAPs, UFOs, and also the technology they were working on it to reverse engineer it. There were also local claims around the area of UFO sightings. Okay, I know I've mentioned some of this before, but there's more here that I could have ever imagined. Um, there's a whole section on this map that I'm about to show you that is not on their website. It's the part that's controlled by the Air Force, because the Army has the more residential side, which I'll get into. And then a real big kind of issue that happened was a man went missing without a trace near Dugway in 2011. His name was Joseph Bushling. It was May 8th at 4 a.m. He left a very strange voicemail with former Lieutenant of Special Operations Herman Herrera. It said, he on the voicemail he said, it's Bushling. I need a ride. All right, talk to you later. And I guess it was very rushed. And then he was driving on a road that actually led away from Dugway. And again, he called the same person and left a very frantic voicemail. The details of that voicemail were not released. But his car was found completely empty, 65 miles away from the main entrance a week later. And the only things left behind were his hat and shoes, but no body. And to date, nothing has been found or discovered or uncovered about this man's um, this disappearance, rather. So I had to get those out of the way. Those are some weird things. And I did a bunch way back when, months ago. I did a series on strange disappearances. And if I can find more kind of interesting facts about the missing person, Joseph Bushling, then I'll, get into it. But if not, then, oh well, that's all we're going to know, I guess. So, some facts here. These are the general kind of 30,000 foot versions. It's about 85 miles southwest of Salt Lake City, okay, in Utah. It's home to about 14,000 residents, and it's got about 300 miles of road surrounding it. Okay. I mean, it's gigantic. It's 800,000 acres. So, and at this base, they do They use it for military maneuvers, training, testing, but again, testing dangerous chemicals and biological weapons. Sounds awesome. But turns out it's not so safe because in 2014, Dugway said they inadvertently, how the hell this happened, I have no idea, sent out several doses of anthrax, a lethal agent that we all became way too familiar with after 2000, the 9/11 attacks in 2001. It was sent around not only to our country, what, to Korea too. Active lethal versions of anthrax. Now, a later report found that Dugway had failed to follow standard procedures and use enough radiation to deactivate these anthrax samples. Okay, excuse me, but honestly, why in the name of everything practical and intelligent would we, the United States, be sending anthrax around our own country or to Korea for that matter? I mean, exactly what kind of world are we living in here? Are we in, and this is what, 13 years after 9/11? What kind of world are we living in, I ask? But honestly, are we like on the verge of an eradication at the whim of our government? They're obviously still dealing, I mean, as of 2014, had these active samples of anthrax that slipped out inadvertently. I, you know, I sense some dark forces at play here, guys. And I'll tell you what, I'll never understand and will probably never be able to predict what could possibly be coming down the pike. But honestly, use your common sense for a lot of things and what you choose to believe. Because when I learned stuff like this, that anthrax was still in play in 2014, you know what? And it was handled that carelessly. I mean, that's it makes me a bit skittish to say the very friggin' least. Okay. And I suppose it makes me feel a little bit better as I read on about them that as of July of this year, 2023, the United States officials announced that the final munitions in the nation's obsolete stockpile of chemical weapons were safely destroyed. So it's obviously a disarmament milestone, but I don't know how much I believe. How much of it was destroyed? Was all of it destroyed? I am not sure I believe it. Now, the due date for it was September 30th. So it's like, oh, wow, we got one right. We're a little ahead of schedule on this, but why the debacle of 2014? I mean, you got to be kidding me. You would think that people working at this facility with this kind of security was above something, a mistake like this. So anyway, like I said, Dugway is divided into two parts. Army operates the northern portion, which houses the residents. The southwest portion is operated by the Air Force with a runway capable of actually, it could take an aircraft the size of the space shuttle landing there. So taking off, landing, anything. And this portion isn't mentioned on Dugway's website, like I said earlier. And why is that? It's a fantastic question, and I wish I knew the answer. But the speculation surrounding that is ufologists say there could be, like I've said before, extraterrestrial activity up and around, in, under. It is a popular hypothesis. Okay. This portion has been expanded since 2004 with an increased visible security presence. And ufologists suspect this is a new site to test advanced government technology, as well as reverse engineered crafts that have probably been collected over the years. And they do call it the new Area 51, or actually Area 52, if we're being exact. That's more precise what they're calling it. So, what lies beneath the runway? Well, according to the History Channel, who did a show called, or it's actually, it still does it, I think it's called UFO Hunters, they attempted to try and understand what was happening at Dugway. The program interviewed a few locals, and in one instance in particular, a man that goes by, he's a Utah man by the name, he goes Alien David. Yes, Very interesting name. But anyway, I know that that sort of doesn't lead to like a ton of credibility for Alien David, but that's okay. Everybody's got their own shtick. He says he witnessed a jet airliner vanish into thin air. He also watched a group of Humvees traveling along a road disappear into a massive subterranean fortress built into the side of a mountain. I mean, we've seen it done before with Cheyenne. I don't know. He also saw a laser beam shoot high into space from the same location. This beam was so powerful that its electromagnetic discharge left the whole air around him, atmosphere around him, smelling like ozone, and all his hair was on end. So it was like he was electrically charged. Now, to me, it's like perhaps there's, an underground base and a mountainside command center that are working in tandem together. I would say I'm not the only one who thinks this, because in June of this past year, in this year, 2023, Dr. Stephen Greer of the UFO Disclosure Project claimed to have a confidential source that knows firsthand that under Dugway Proving Grounds, above the above ground facade lies not only a retrieved extraterrestrial craft, but an entire team of both scientists and engineers working diligently to adapt and recreate the technology they've uncovered to assist with our country's military forces and to protect us from adversaries who actually are working on the same goddamn technology. It's like every superpower or every, you know, China, Russia, all the France, Germany, think NATO, right? They all have their own recovered technology from spacecraft. I am convinced of it unequivocally. I'm telling you that's true. And unfortunately, though, to date, most of these theories, that's what they are. They remain theories because, we're still kind of at a standstill with disclosure. We have come a pretty good there's momentum. I sense it building. The whistleblowers, David Grush, and having Ryan Graves and Commander Fravor come forward. I mean, we've had congressional hearing. I mean, I think that we're heading in the right direction for sure. Long way to go, guys. Long way to go. And thing is, Congress may not follow through as they have shown in the past. They're not much for that. But thankfully, there are people working tirelessly in this realm under the guise of ufology, I guess you could say. But it's really just research, and it's just looking for truth and looking for answers. I mean, I have my strange ideas. I have, what do they want with us kind of questions, and why now, and have, I don't know, perhaps millions of years of evolution have created versions of us that maybe are void of emotions, or our DNA is needed now for them to survive, and evolve. Maybe they've kind of hit their top as far as intelligence um, beings go, and they need us for something. I mean, I know that a lot of people say they kind of think of us as animals in a zoo, which I see that. I get it, especially with what's happening in this world right now. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe they just need, a fresh start. God, we all need a fresh start, don't we? Anyway, I'm going to use a total cliche. Only time will tell. And I'll just keep following up on this stuff. It's kind of fascinating to me. And until next time, I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy. I hope I can figure out how to do lighting properly. Stay weird and take care. Bye.